I love cars, so I thought with technology, why not try out a Snooper device, and this is the Tyre Pilot STP1400. Stick around if you want to find out more because it keeps you safe. So we've got the CLL device, and this is a cigarette lighter adapter. Now on the back here it's a nice short stumpy one, so you can, obviously I don't like them really big ones that stick all out the place. This fits in nice, small and tucked out the way. At the front you've got a USB which is 2 amps, and that means you can charge your phone or tablet really fast while this is occupying the cigarette lighter. On the screen you should have a display for all 4 tyres, 2 rears and the 2 fronts. Right, so we've got so these are the sensors, and they've all got batteries inside them, and I'm going to show you how to get the batteries out. And these go on your valves on the cars for the 4 tyres, and they're quite clearly labelled. So it's got right front, left rear and right rear, and they're really nicely labelled. This is the hex tool for the actual hex bolts and the O rubber rings, and this is what you put your little sensor in, so you find out which size it is, and then you use that tool to unscrew it to get the battery out, to make sure that the battery is still active in there, and you just swap it out. I'm going to leave a link in the description and tell you what battery you actually might need for this device. So for your safety, I better go through the specifications. So working temperature is -20 degrees up to 80 degrees. Storage temperature -30 degrees to 85 degrees. Input voltage is DC 12 to 24 volts. Output charging current is 2 amps, which I've already explained. Frequency is 430.92 megahertz. The sensor specification: working temperature is -20 degrees to 80 degrees. Pressure range is 0.6 bar, which is 0.87 psi. Pressure accuracy is over 1.5 psi to 0.1 bar. Temperature accuracy is under to 3 degrees, which is pretty cool. It says important notice, basically check your tyres as normal, so you don't rely on this too much. This is just an indication. Don't drive with it, and try and check the indicator, and don't obviously look at it while you're driving because it can cause a crash. And this has got the thing about this is, like, you're thinking, oh, I've already got this in my car already, why would I really give a crap about having one of these? Well, it's got an alarm for when your tyres get really hot, and it will tell you to slow down, to obviously go and check your tyres, make sure it cool down so you don't get blowouts, or you get like a tyre that's out a little bit and it causes unstability of driving. So everything, so if you've got your wife or your little sons or daughters or whatever driving the car, you want to make sure they're really safe, and it's just a good indication, a clear indication that you should, if an alarm goes off, you need to stop the car and do the checks. That's what this is about. So on the screen you would have 4 indicators for each tyre, and then it will have bar and PSI. So depending on what you're familiar with is what you should use. The factory default alarm settings are set obviously from factory settings, and you've got high pressure alarm level, which is at 3 bar, which is 44 psi. Low pressure alarm levels at 2 bar, which is 29 psi. High temperature alarm is at 70 degrees. So that's already set in the factory settings of the device, which is quite cool. You don't have to look it up and think, oh, what should I set it to make sure it's safe. This is quite a safe little product, and it's quite a good little guideline to have. So first off, in the manual it does say, or it does state, to put the device in first, and then obviously switch on the engine, and then it shows up the indicators and everything like that. I haven't put the sensors on, but I'm going to put the sensors on now because it says to put this in there first and then put the sensors on afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my dust cap. Sorry the car's really dirty, but it's one of them things where I'm going to have to just clean it. Gotta get it down to the car wash. So I'm going to put a hex ring on there now, if I can get to it. Alright, just showing you how far the hex ring can go, but it's just to make sure that you've got enough thread on there because it's only really small. So this is the rear right tyre, and I've already taken my cap off. Now I'm going to screw it on. And there's my hex tool, and it feels like I've just done it just right, so it's already tight. Now for the next tyres, you just got to do it for all of them, and they're all correctly labelled, and it's simple as that. Keep your dust caps though. So as you can see, I've literally just put on all the wheel caps, and it's got a reading of 29, 29, 35 and 35. Now these should be the backs and these should be the fronts. So, and that's what it reads in PSI. The readings I got previously, so I screwed on the sensors, then drove about 3 miles down the road, drove over a few bumps, and then turned the car off, and then restarted it to see if the readings would be any different. And we have got some different readings because it says the two fronts, like the left one is 32 PSI, and the right one's 31 PSI, and the two backs are 38 PSI. So that's not too bad, but I'm going to actually press the settings to see if I can get a different calculation, because I haven't even pressed the button. So let's press the button. Now I'm going to press this button here, and it shows you the temperature of each tyre. So 17 degrees, it's colder on the left hand back tyre, or was that right hand back tyre? Left back tyre is 20 degrees, and the fronts are 23 and 20. That's just weird, isn't it? But it's all good, at least it seems like it's working. Press this again, what happens? Goes back to PSI. Hold it down, and we get a PSI button flashing. It's got a blue LED light on there, and I can press that for bar. So I'm guessing if I hold it down on bar, up. So this is where you can set your alarm. If anything goes wrong with your tyres, you can set it up like that. So I'll set it up for 3.5, hold it down. Decibels, and then the degrees of how much the tyre can go without feeling unsafe. So technically I think this is set at 70 degrees, and that will be safe enough. After that, then you're going to be running into trouble where you can get a blowout or something like that. So leave that where that is, and we'll hold it on bar. Let's see if I leave it alone, will it go on bar? It's meant to leave it for a few seconds. It should actually go to its correct way that you've done it, set it for. So I've set it for bar, so hopefully it'll work. So just to get it back to PSI, you hold this button down, and then you just tap it once and it'll be PSI. Tap it again, bar. Tap it once, PSI. Where you want to have a look on bar, and you hold it down. If you can work out the equations in bar, actually that's, yeah, in bar, then you can do it that way, and you can just keep clicking the button up and down for different settings for the alarm to go off, and hold down the button, and then back to bar, PSI. So I'm going to hold it back and then put it back to the normal menu. There we go. So it's saying the back is 2.6, 2.5, 2.2, 2.1. So I need to put some air in that tyre and air in that tyre, or go and check at a garage. And the other good thing about it is that I've got a charger here, and this is what I was saying, this is quite a big adapter compared to that one. It's like near enough twice. I can plug that in, and now I can charge my phone. as well at the same time. So I don't lose any power or anything like that. So if you like this video and you thought this video could help you in keeping your family safe, or just making sure that you don't, I don't know, if you're doing drifting, this would be a good little test, wouldn't it, to see if the temperature gauge actually works. But it seems like it does, and it's totally different from when we left off. I think it's a great little product. On the display in the car you normally got that, but this has got it for 4 tyres. You can add in into a cigarette lighter and you can charge, and it tells you if your one tyre's a little bit empty. We went over some bumps, tested that out, and obviously tested its fury. It tested the theory, so it's really cool, and I like the device, and I think most people should have it to keep their daughters, mothers, wives, girlfriends, anyone safe, even yourself. So don't forget, links are being down in the description down below. If you dislike it, but subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.